Hello zucchinis, Dani here, and today I'm going to show you a follow-on routine to work on neck strength to make our circular style head movement feel more comfortable and more smooth. Particularly if you're someone who, when you're going through the back part of head movement, it hurts your neck either during or after your training, or it feels really challenging like your head is 1,000,000 pounds, or you're like me and you have hypermobility and your head wants to flop back all of the way, which we don't want to happen in head movement. These are drills that you can work on strengthening the muscles of your neck so we can more effortlessly be passing our head to the back, make your head movement safer and more comfortable. First up, super brief warm up. You can do this standing or seated or kneeling in any comfortable position you like. We're gonna be keeping our shoulders down as we look side to side. So I'm making sure my shoulders aren't shrugging up. I'm not actively pulling them towards the floor. They're just chilling. And then same idea as we're looking forwards. We're gonna let one ear fall to one shoulder and the other ear towards the other shoulder. Making sure one shoulder isn't starting to hike up as our head falls to the side. So we're looking for mild stretch through the side of the neck. And then finally, we're gonna shake our head yes, dropping our chin to the chest and just lifting the head as high as is comfortable. This does not have to be a big yes. We're gonna work on strengthening the muscles that can make this bigger in our training today. So to start, we're gonna do a couple of drills that strengthen the deep neck flexors, the muscles that would help us pull our chin towards our chest, or in the context of head movement, support the weight of our head as our head is falling backwards in space so that we can hold our head here comfortably with a strong neck, not let it collapse, and not have it feel like our throat is getting constricted because our head is 1,000 pounds. So for our first drill, we're gonna be doing some endurance holds lying on our back. So you can be lying on your back with your knees bent, legs splayed. Leg position doesn't matter for this one, but I'll talk us through it and then we can do it together. We're gonna be lying on our back. We're gonna lift our head 1 millimeter off of the floor. Just enough that you could like slide a piece of paper under your head. Not so much that we're pushing our arms and our shoulders into the ground to lift our head, and we're not just tucking our chin towards our chest. It is the teeny tiniest of a head lift, so my bun is actually still touching the floor, but the back of my head is off the floor. So you're gonna feel some tension in those neck muscles. We're gonna hold for about 20 seconds and then relax. We'll do that 3 times total. If you are someone who's done this recording before or has already been training your neck, you may be able to hold for longer. Ideally, eventually we're working towards being able to hold our head just suspended barely off of the floor for the full minute without breaks. But for this recording, I'll be giving us breaks. So go ahead, find that back lying position. Then we're gonna lift our head off of the floor and hold for about 20 seconds. Just breathing here. If you can't hold a whole 20 seconds, that is okay. So we should be feeling a little bit of tension through the front of the neck. We're still looking straight on up. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, relax your head down for a moment. You can give it a shake side to side if it needs it. Same thing again, round number 2. Micro lift of that head. Feel that tension building in your neck and we keep holding here. Shoulders are relatively relaxed. They're not helping by trying to push to the ground. 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax for a moment. Shake your head side to side. Then last round, looking up towards the ceiling. Tiny lift of that head, holding 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, relax. Awesome job. Give that head a shake if it needs it. For exercise number 2, you're either gonna want a yoga block or 2 to prop up your back, or you can do this drill leaning off of the back of a bed or some kind of a bench. I got this drill from Bruno and Heise, two of my favorite instructors, when I was talking to them about how even though I'm a contortionist, it feels like the backward part of my head motion is very, very challenging. And they were the ones who got me on the neck strengthening train. So for this one, if you're using yoga blocks, go ahead and start with one block. You can add a second block if you need it. I am a 2-block person. If you're doing this leaning off of a piece of furniture, the placement is the same. We want either our block or like the very edge of the bed to be under our shoulder blades, but our neck and our head are dangling off in space. No hands for this one. We're gonna start with our chin tucked, and we're gonna let our head slowly start to fall back as far as we can, where we still have the strength to comfortably pull the head back up without the head either touching the floor, for those of you doing this on a single block, or coming back and touching the back of your bed or your block tower. So we're keeping the tension in the neck the whole time. At no point does our head get to rest at the bottom of our shape. So my head hits the floor comfortably for this one, so I need 2 blocks to make that floor a little bit further away. So we're gonna do 10 of these together. So you're either gonna be leaning off of the edge of the bed with your neck and head dangling, or if you're on blocks, butt gets to be on the floor. Starting with our chin tucked, head's gonna start to fall backwards as far as you can without relaxing it into anything for support. And then we're gonna pull it back up. We've got about 9 more if you're going with me. And if this gets harder over time, that's okay. Make them smaller. You should feel some tension building in the front of your neck as those muscles are working. We're here for another 7. 6. 5. Forgot how hard it is to talk at the same time I'm doing these. 4. Double check that you're still breathing. 3, and then we're not doing anything wacky with our shoulders. Often they like to sneak up towards our ears. 2. And last one, bring that head on up. Hands can assist if you need to. Tuck your chin, shake your head no. Now let's apply that neck strength to the backward portion of our head motion. You're gonna wanna be able to sit in a comfortable position for this one. If kneeling like this isn't comfortable on your knees or your hips or your feet, sitting on 1 or 2 yoga blocks is often a slightly more comfortable choice. So from here, unlike that last exercise where our torso was stationary and we were letting our head fall back and lift against gravity, now we're gonna keep our neck neutral relative to our spine. So it's only gonna fall back as far as our chest is able to lift up. So this is really working on the concept of head movement really being chest and torso movement as opposed to actually moving the head and the neck itself. And this is the type of strength and using that strength that we want to reinforce. So from this position, we are going to try to lift our chest as high as we can towards the ceiling. So that's getting that nice arch in our upper back. You could have hands anywhere you'd like for support. Head's gonna fall back just as far as that chest is lifting. So it shouldn't be going all the way back towards the ceiling unless you have a very, very large back bend, which you are welcome to go that deep if that is comfortable for you. And then coming on back. So we're lifting the chest, and as that chest lifts, our chin is lifting the same amount. So we're feeling a little bit of tension in the neck and then coming back to neutral. We'll do that 8 more times together. So lifting the chest, head falls back, not all the way, and then closing. Here for 7 and 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Then go ahead and relax, tuck your chin, shake your head no for a moment if you need a little counter movement. And then finally, let's do a couple circles to the front and to the back to see, can we make sure the muscles in the front of the neck, the side of the neck, and even the back of the neck, which we didn't hit on today, but we can still think about them, are firing appropriately, trying to keep our neck equally spaced between our shoulders and our body as we're going through a head movement, and it's not flopping through any of the corners of our tilts. So we'll start with lifting our chest, dropping our head to the back, not all the way, so we're using those muscles in the front of the neck, then starting to tilt over to the left, tilting chest to the front, back of the neck muscles work so the chin doesn't drop completely, and then tilting over to the right. Give me one more circle in this direction. And then once we've tilted over to the right, we're gonna reverse it, bringing our tilt to the front, a little bit of space between the chin and the chest, tilting over to the left, a little bit of space between the left ear and the left shoulder, tilting to the back, and over to the right. One more time in this direction. And then back on up to neutral. And that'll wrap up our exercises for today. Awesome job for sticking with it for the whole time. Do not despair if some of those felt very challenging or it felt like you were barely moving at all. I promise those drills do get easier as your neck muscles get a little stronger. And I promise that that backward part of the head motion is gonna feel a lot smoother over time as you're building up those muscles to support our head falling back and they're not just having everything in our neck seize up to try to protect our neck. And if you're interested in even more drills to help you be a stronger and bendier Zouk follower, you should check out this whole 60-minute follow along flexibility for Zouk workshop that I recorded. So this workshop includes more drills for neck flexibility and strength, as well as lots and lots of drills for thoracic spine, upper back mobility. So that's allowing us to go deeper tilts forwards and backwards, side to side, without all of it dumping into our low back, which is super important. We've also got some drills to work on hip extension, extending how much we can extend our legs backwards in space while we're traveling, and some ankle drills to keep our ankles strong for all of the crazy turns and stuff we do in Zouk. So if that sounds interesting, totally give that workout a check out. And of course, if you're ever in Minneapolis, we would be so excited to have you to join our Tuesday classes. You can find more information about our Amo Zouk classes on our website, www.amozouk.com. Hope to see you there.